Hello, my fellow chick magnets. Welcome to an update video for my Comma Plan 2020. So last time we left off, and I told you guys that every day I want to be making 1 million commas worth, and I want to tell you a bit about how that's working. So first of all, what did we do last episode? We had maged a hammerture, and I put that up for sale. It cost us about 4 million commas to mage, and I ended up selling it. So I put it in the market, and you can see here proof of sale for you guys. About 6 million commas. So we made about 2 million commas off of that. It's been 7 days since that video, 1 week. So as you can see here, we have a nice 7 million commas. When we left off last video, I had less than this in commas, and now I have these commas plus these, and I have a bunch of new rings that I bought that I'm trying to exomage and that sort of thing as well for commas. And how did I do all that? Let me share with you a quick story. So after I posted the video last time for my Comma Plan 2020, one of you guys, a subscriber, messaged me and told me that since I have a lot of intelligence gear and I have an Elytrope at my disposition because I have both classes, this guy, he's familiar with PVM, and he recommended that I learn some dungeon and I try and leech people. Now I had seen that in the chat a bunch, but I had never done it myself. Like sometimes you'll see people leech either dungeons like Nidas, that sort of thing. I had seen it a lot, but I had never considered it. I'm not much of a team player, and I never really thought to leech people with one character. But as it turns out, it's quite interesting. So he sent me a list of a bunch of dungeons that are a possibility to do with an intelligence Elytrope. And I looked through them, and I picked out one in particular. The one that I picked out is the Belly of the Whale, which is this dungeon here, the Belly of the Whale. I have it ready here. And the reason I picked out this one is because the achievements are actually worth quite a lot. So if you'll see here, they're worth 2.3 million commas per achievement. By the way, stick with me to the end of the video. I have a proposition for you guys, something that is mutually beneficial, so it'll help us both. And I have another quick comma making tip for people who don't want to invest commas and just want to make some. It's just real quick, but as I was saying, so I picked out this one, the Belly of the Whale, and I decided, okay, so I'm going to go and I have to learn this dungeon, and then I guess I'm going to have to start leeching people. So I spent about 3-4 hours just trying to learn the dungeon, actually read it by myself, and it was quite difficult for me to learn. I had to get a lot of YouTube tutorials and stuff, but eventually, you can see here, Protozoar Duo, and I'm here by myself, so I beat the dungeon by myself. The fight was 13 minutes, but don't be fooled, it took me a bunch of tries to eventually get it. And with that, I unlocked these 2 achievements, and as I showed you just now, each achievement's worth 2.3. So I was like, oh damn, okay. But before I want to leech people, I want to be sure that I'm comfortable with doing the dungeon. So first of all, I'm going to leech my own myself. So I'm going to leech my rogue. My rogue had already done the achievement, the main one here, but I hadn't done the duo one. So I did it with my rogue, so then I got duo. So now I had 3 achievements. I had duo on my rogue, and then the dungeon itself, plus the duo on my Elytrope. I put those resources in market, and then the next day, you can see here, just the next morning, they all sold for me. So 2.3 per, so 2.3 times 3 is about 7 million commas. I blew way past the 1 million comma mark that I was looking for. At this point, I felt quite comfortable being able to leech people, so in chat, I would just go and I would say, leeching Protoss Dungeon Duo, 3 million commas, and I deemed that 3 million commas is a fair price because if you know, I think you guys can also agree with me because each achievement's worth 2.2, 2.3 kind of, and so if I leech you for the dungeon and duo, then you get about 4.6, so you actually come out winning, right? You come out with commas profit. Obviously, given that you sell the resources. So that's where my proposition for you guys come in. Now, normally I leech people for 3 million commas, and basically I did this, and I got a bunch of leeches, and I managed to get quite a few clients. I'll show you guys some examples here, just so you see. So someone will message me after I put this up, and I'll teleport them to the dungeon, and then I'll just leech them. They'll pay me 3 million, and I'll take them through the whole dungeon. They'll get the achievements. They're happy. I'm happy. I have my 3 million commas. They have their 4.5 in resources or something. And I have more examples here. For example, one guy, I leeched him, and he was very happy with the service, so he decided he wants to take 2 of his other alts. So I ended up running 3 of his characters, so that was a free 9 million commas. And I just made a bunch of commas off of this. And then I was able to buy those rings, which I'm working on exomaging. I also dropped a few resources, so I was able to sell just the resources themselves. So I made quite a few comments. So here's my proposal for you guys. To help you guys if you're trying to make comments as well, to put in your Haven bag or just to gear yourself or whatever. This is something we could do that will help us both. I was considering doing this, but with a subscriber discount, right? So if you guys want to message me in game for this leech, my name is Defy X, or if I'm on my Heliotrope, it would be Defy V. I am more than happy to leech you guys for discount. Normally I would do 3 million commas, and I get a lot of clients with 3 million commas just because it's easy 1.5 mil, but I'm happy to do it for about like 2.5 for you guys if you are interested. Otherwise, it's fine. And then you guys can make 2 million, I'll make about 2.5, and everyone's happy. Now, a funny thing is, so actually look at this. So some guy messaged me about this. He actually gave me the idea. So he messaged me and he's like, oh, would you give me a subscriber discount? But he was rude about it. And I wasn't really trying to do that at the time because I was really trying to rush my commas because I have goals to make a chance rogue PvP set. He was kind of rude about it. So I'm going to expose this guy just because he was very annoying. So I think he deserves this. So basically he started like blackmailing me. So he messages me and he's like, hey, yo, he's like, leech me for this subscriber discount. I'm like, no, sorry. He's like, do it or like I'll say that you're a scammer. And I'm like, dude, what? And then he's like, take me there for 2 million commas, and I stop calling me a scammer in the chat because he was like, /B defies a scammer, blah blah blah. And I'm like, I know you're joking, but stop, because people get the idea that I'm a scammer. And he's like, oh, you know how to stop me. Anyways, this is the kind of cancer that sometimes you end up dealing with. But he actually gave me the idea to make the subscriber discount. So in a way, I want to thank him. So you guys, if you want to message me, you can get this service. Otherwise, I have a nice tip for you guys to make comments. So I noticed that in the chat, if you actually take a look, maybe we can find some here, but no guarantee. A lot of people look for portal positions, right? So does anyone have the position of Strandbat portal? Does anyone have the position, I don't know, whatever. If you look, I'm sure you'll find other examples, right? Anytime, see, Enu portal, please, guys. Enu portal, please PM me, another guy. It's very common that people are looking for portal positions, and that is something that you guys can use. If you want to not invest any commas and you want to just make a few for free, it won't be too much, like a couple hundred KK, depending on the time of the day, depending on such. A lot of times people will actually get frustrated and just end up paying for it because no one wants to do the hunt themselves, even though it only takes 15 minutes. But you guys can exploit people's laziness. And here's an example. I took this screenshot the other day for you guys. So paying for a new portal position, 1 million commas for portal position. People will end up paying for portal positions. Now 1 million commas, I don't know if this guy was joking because that's quite a lot. Usually people pay like a maximum of 500,000 commas. I think he was joking, but I'm not sure. But anyways, people will pay. So if you are like a beginner and you want to make a starting commas, if you're a beginner, 500,000 commas or 300,000 commas or whatever people are willing to pay, 200, 250, that's like your gear up to level 60, right? That's quite a lot of commas. So it's definitely an easy way for you guys to make commas. Anyways, tomorrow I'm going to be making a video that's just going to be a tutorial for the Protoss dungeon. If you don't want me to leech you through it, oh, there's our friend. Here, let's post this just to mess with him. Boom, just right after him. Hee. So anyways, what was I saying? Right, so tomorrow I'm actually going to be posting a tutorial to the dungeon. So if you guys don't want me to leech you through it, you want to do it yourself, you're that kind of person, fair enough. You can go and do it yourself, and I'll be posting a well-made tutorial, hopefully, that'll tell you about all the mobs and how to beat them. It's quite a difficult dungeon if you don't know what you're doing because all the mobs are invulnerable and all that, and you have to like make them, and each one has its own separate mechanism by which you make them vulnerable. So it's difficult if you don't know what you're doing, but once you know what you're doing, it's fairly easy, as you can see, since I can solo it with an Heliotrope, right? Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. I'll see you next time would be tomorrow, where I'll give you the technique to beating the dungeon. Have a good day and see you. Bye.